What do you say, Dickie? I think it's time we kick this off.
All right, let's go for it. I'm ready. All right, let me get my slides up just so we're on the same page. Boom. All right, welcome everyone to the official Ship 30 for 30 April 2023 cohort kickoff call. We got a packed agenda. You're going to get to meet the Ship 30 team. We're going to walk you through the community resources. We're going to go through the curriculum. And then at the end, the best part, we're going to have some breakout rooms where you get to meet your fellow shippers and do a little bit of workshopping on why you joined, what you're going to write about, all of that good stuff. Cole, you think I missed anything?
No, just can't believe it's cohort 17 and so excited to dig in.
I love it. Okay, why don't we kick off with getting to meet and greet with the team. So if y'all don't know who I am Dickie Bush. This is my 17th cohort of Ship 30 for 30, and that's if you include the very first cohort, which was just me on a personal 30-day writing challenge all the way back. Dang, that was what, October 2020 or 2021?
Almost 2.5 years ago.
Crazy.
Oh,
October
my gosh.
2020. So we've come a long way. And so I started writing online in January of 2020, and I followed the conventional playbook, which was making a website and writing on my own blog. And I thought it needed to be perfectly designed. I spent hours kind of waking up on Sunday for 9 months, publishing something that really went into the void of the internet. And I thought that was what I was supposed to do. And those first 9 months were lonely, frustrating, boring, because I would slave over a hot keyboard, hit publish, and hear the internet's crickets of indifference. But I thought that was what I was supposed to do. 9 months in, I realized that writing online was probably not going to be for me. I was ready to give up, but I said, okay, let's stop. Let's try one more time. But instead of writing on my own blog, I'm going to write for 30 days in a row on Twitter. And I still remember day 28, I had written a Twitter thread or an atomic essay every single day for 28 days. And I hit publish on day 29 and I got 0 likes, 0 comments, 0 engagement. It was like I was back at square zero. And so I figured this was it. I was ready to kind of give up writing on the internet entirely. But I said, I'm going to finish my personal 30-day challenge, hit publish on day 29, went to bed, woke up. That thread went viral, picked up by a bunch of people. I went from, I like to say it took me 9 months to get to 200 newsletter subscribers and 12 hours to get to 1,000 because I dropped my newsletter at the bottom of that. And I tell that story because everything good over the last 2 years, of really 3 years at this point, I can trace back to that idea of hitting publish every single day because I didn't know what was going to work. I didn't know whether or not I was on the right track, but all I knew is that I was going to show up and publish every single day. And the last 24 months since I met Cole and we've put this whole thing together has been trying to share that experience with as many people as possible. And that's our goal for all of you. So there's going to be a ton in Ship 30. It's a little bit of a crash course. It's a sprint for sure, but we're very excited to have you all. And I make this promise at the beginning of every single Ship 30 cohort because Cole and I have felt it ourselves. If you write and publish every single day for the next 30 days, it will change your life. So excited to have you all and ready to get this cohort underway.
Love it. I love that story every time because it's everybody's story. I think everybody ends up resonating with that. For those that don't know, hi, my name is Nicholas Cole. All my friends call me Cole, so please feel free. And very similar to Dickie, I had the same experience back in 2013. I graduated from college with a degree in fiction writing. And I went, okay, if I want to become a professional writer, what do I do? You know, if vloggers have YouTube and Instagram models and foodies have Instagram, then where do writers write? And in 2013, 2014, I discovered this website called Quora. It's a question answer social site. And I challenged myself to write one Quora answer every day for a year. And I thought, worst case scenario, I practice my craft. Best case scenario, something happens. I didn't really know what that something was. I just figured if I do this a lot, something's going to happen. And at the end of that year, I was the most read writer on all of Quora out of 200 million users. I went on to meet their team, and I had hundreds and hundreds of pieces republished in major publications. All of these crazy things happened just from the simple habit of writing and publishing every day for an extended period of time, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. And so you're going to hear this theme a lot from Dickie and I because we're serious when we say, writing has the ability to change your life. The problem is that most people write and then never publish. They write in their apartment, they write in their house. They write at their coffee shop, but they never hit publish and put themselves out there. And both Dickie and I have witnessed the amazing outcomes that happen when you do just take the chance and decide to hit publish. So excited to have you all here. And our goal is to accelerate that whole year of learning that most people go through, or 5 years of learning, or 10 years of learning, down into 30 days. So strap in, because it's going to be a ride.
Going to be a ride for sure. And when I describe Ship 30 to people, it's the writing community and course that I would have done literally anything to have during my first 9 months of writing on the internet, where I figured out I thought it was going to be a lonely experience. I didn't know if I was ever going to have anyone read anything I wrote, basically, because I was getting 4 or 5 views on everything. And I didn't know if I'd ever meet people who were interested in the same thing. So that is what we try to package up and distribute to everyone during Ship 30, and you will get to experience that. Now, lastly, last member of the team, we have Daniel Bustamante, who, if you're wondering how onboarding has gone and how it all flows, everything's connected behind the scenes, Daniel is your man. Daniel's on top of everything. Daniel has been a part of Ship 30 since that original cohort where we got to meet. He was taking notes on the calls. It was amazing. And he's been a part of the team ever since. He's an absolute stud. He's going to be helping out. Daniel, you want to say what's up?
Sure. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Ship 30 for 30. My name is Daniel, and as Dickie said, I'm the guy responsible for overseeing all the ops and automations involved in running the ship. For some quick background, I've been in every single cohort in the history of the program. Did my first 2 as a shipper, just like yourself. Then convinced Dickie and Cole to join the team. And it's been officially 2 years since then. So it's been amazing. It's absolutely flown by. But anyway, over the next 30 days, I'm going to be here to support you, to make sure you have everything you need to complete the program, to start writing online, and to have the most amazing learning experience ever. So if you need anything or have any questions along the way, just holler at me on Circle and I'll get you taken care of.
Boom.
Epic.
Yeah, man. Two years officially, and many, many, many more to come. All righty. On top of that, so you got to meet the team so far. On top of that, we have a bunch of community resources available for you, where this is by no means a, at your own pace or on your own kind of cohort-based course. The best part of Ship 30 is the community. So we're going to walk you through a couple of the different components there where you're going to get to learn from others. Starting with our welcome squad. So at this point, hopefully drop in the chat who's heard from their welcome squad member, and also drop in the chat if you are a member of the welcome squad for this cohort. So if you're unfamiliar, these are our welcome squad admirals, Katie, Finley, and Yanni. They are in charge of working with our welcome squad, who is an alumni group of Ship 30 members who are coming back for future or for more than their first cohort to support all our new shippers on the way. So they're part of our captain stable, which we'll talk about in a minute. But basically, their job is to make sure you have everything you need during onboarding week to hit the waters sailing, if you will, on Saturday for our first day of shipping. So at this point, most of them are going to be reaching out to you. When you see them, they're here to support you. So feel free to ask them any questions. They are our absolute stud alumni, and we really appreciate all of the incredible work that they do.
Yeah, it's something to just flag for everyone. I mean, you're going to find that the people in this cohort are incredibly giving. I mean, Dickie and I say it all the time. We don't know how we attract all these amazing people. Everyone here is really, really eager to help the next person. And I think that's just kind of the byproduct of how we operate as well. And we are constantly looking for ways to help you. And as a result, the people who have gone through Ship 30 are like, I want to pay it forward to the next person. So please make use of it, reach out to other people, introduce yourself, make friends. This is a really, really great group of people. And we're really proud of all of the people that we attract in Ship 30.
I think we hear it all the time. I come for the writing and I stay for the community. So you can decide from day one of Ship 30 that you're going to meet 5, 10, 15, 20 people. We'll talk about the badge infrastructure and how we try to incentivize you to reach out and meet all these awesome people. But recognize that nowhere else on the internet is there a collection of individuals from every different background, perspective, demographic, age, whatever, all with the same goal to start writing on the internet. And so lean into that, reach out to these people. I mean, we've already seen so many start to build connections where they built businesses, built partnerships, things like that from someone they met in Ship 30. And that's been compounding over the last few years. So don't take it for granted how much access you have to other people.
Yep. And then real quick, because we always get this question right at the beginning, even sometimes people go through onboarding and they go, wow, this has already helped me so much. I don't want this to end. I want this to be part of my life moving forward. And so we always like in the kickoff call, just sort of presenting this whole blueprint here that's for you. Ship 30 is really the foundation, and it's the beginning of all of the digital writing fundamentals. It's allowing you to build your daily writing habit. You're getting in the flow of things. At the end of Ship 30, you have the option of moving on to what we call the captain's table. Captain's table is where you then take all of those fundamental skills and you go, okay, I'm going to keep building on my daily writing habit, but now I'm going to start building assets. And that's where we start getting into things like creating digital products, monetizing, clarifying your niche even further, creating a content strategy for yourself and your niche, like all of sort of the more advanced stuff. But in order to talk about all of that, we need to do the basics first. And the basics are getting in the habit of writing and publishing every day, getting out of your own way, idea generation, all of the fundamental things that we've talked about and that we're going to talk about. So just want everyone to know that that's what comes down the pipe. And in the captain's table, like I said, there's kind of these things that we specialize in, becoming known for a niche you own, dominating a certain niche, really scaling your audience and creating a content strategy around that niche, starting to build and launch a suite of digital products. And then we also have these mastermind calls once a week where we just talk about all cutting edge things. Like lately, we've been on a tear with ChatGPT and AI and things like that. So just know that Ship 30 is the beginning, not the end. And we always like just kind of pointing that out to everyone so that you know that this isn't we're going to leave you hanging at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And you get to come back for all future Ship 30 cohorts. We'll talk about all that plenty throughout. But for now, we're moving on to the most important part of our live calls. And this is our top shipper leaderboard. Every single live call, we will have this leaderboard. And to make it on this, you have to have every badge up until that moment. Now, we do this because we know that our badges are engineered where if you collect every single one of them, you are going to soak the most out of your Ship 30 experience. So today was easy. Yes, all you had to do was have your first badge. It's not always going to be this easy. Starting on Friday, you'll have to have every badge up until that point to make it on the top shipper leaderboard. And if you make it on the top shipper leaderboard, you get a chance to win our gold doubloons, which are giveaways for each live session where we look for a way to reward all of the individuals who have claimed every single badge. This leaderboard is going to get a little bit thinner and thinner and thinner every week, which means our rewards are going to get a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger every single week as well. So always double check using the course guide, using Circle before the live call to make sure you have all your badges. That way you are on the leaderboard and you have a chance to win a gold doubloon. And our gold doubloon for our first live session is one lucky shipper is going to win lifetime timeshare premier. Now, how we play this game, as the people will find out, the third person to type ship in the chat gets to pick the number that gets to win the prize. So that's our pump fake. I will always ask you to type something in the chat to pick the number. The winner doesn't win. You just get to pick. Now, I said, Ginny, amazing job. You get to pick a number between 1 and 307. Can you send that to me as a DM? And then from there, we take our leaderboard, we randomize the entire thing, and then whoever is the number, I got number 89. 89, Daniel, who we got?
89.
Dun-dun-dun.
In the building.
Harsh Budhulia. Boom. Congratulations, Harsh. We will get in touch with you to get that lifetime timeshare premier added to your account. Now, all future doubloons, it's going to be a little bit harder to be on that leaderboard. Congratulations. Now, just make sure you're on the leaderboard. We do this because if you have every badge, you're getting the most out of the course. If you're on that leaderboard, you got a chance to win doubloons. It's all working together, a little bit of healthy competition. And it all comes down to our Hall of Fame shipper leaderboard that is forever enshrined at the end of the cohort, anyone who makes it on that final one.
That's right.
All right, quick. Now we're going to give an overview of the cohort. So we give a little bit of an introduction of all the different types of people in Ship 30. I mean, look at this. We have shippers from every single continent, every single country, or 80 plus countries, every time zone. Don't think we have Antarctica. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe we do. Every super inhabited continent, but that's what we're going for here. And so we're going to walk through some of the things from our onboarding survey where we capture all this information so you can see the diversity of this cohort. But before we do that, just to paint the picture, drop in the chat, what is one topic you want to explore and write about in Ship 30? Where you'll see here is that nowhere else on the internet will you surround yourself with people with all of these different interests, but all through the same goal of writing on the internet. So I love reading these because every single time, right? Weight loss, wellness, email marketing, storytelling in healthcare, facilitation, self-actualization, productivity, branding, crypto, personal growth, personal finance, Kundalini awakening. That's a new one. Don't know what that is. You're going to have to go read. Quantum computing. There we go. Guitar, philosophy, full-time travel, wellness books, product leadership, life's fourth quarter, the Bible. I love seeing this because nowhere else will you find a group of people all with these diverse topics. You're going to learn a ton. I know I learn a ton during every single cohort, but that's just topic diversity. On top of that, Cole, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, we just like pointing these out because again, it's comforting to know that you're not alone, right? And so this is a survey that we send out as people get onboarded. And the cool thing to note here is the majority of people have either published a few things, but never consistently, or have never published anything. So if you're one of those people that go, I'm starting from ground zero, I just made a Twitter account for the first time, or I just started thinking about what my first atomic essay is going to be. You are not having a unique experience. Like that is the majority of the cohort. And what's cool is that it's such a barbell where even people on the other side of the spectrum, people who have written books or have been writing for years or consider themselves seasoned writers, they still come into Ship 30 and walk away going, wow, there's so many nuances to digital writing, to writing on the internet that I didn't know before. And so even if you're a seasoned writer, you and the total beginner actually share this in common because you're both acquiring something that a totally new skill. So we love just painting this picture and it helps everyone realize that you're not alone. You're surrounded by other people that are learning at the same level as you. It just makes it really reassuring.
Yeah, we include this. So these are snippets taken from our onboarding survey where it's easy to feel like you're the only type of person who is at this level of experience, right? So our next one is which of these best describes the consistency of your writing habit. So it's easy to join a cohort and say, I bet everyone else is so consistent with their writing. I'm the only one who's tried and fallen off and never been able to stick with it. But 67% of people in this cohort do not have a consistent writing habit. And I think anyone who writes and publishes multiple times per week or every day are probably part of the captain stable and have already gone through Ship 30. Really, like 90% of people do not have a consistent writing habit when they join Ship 30. And that is our goal, is to make it where by the end of this, we have 100% of people have a consistent writing habit. That's one of our goals for you. So everything is engineered to help you demolish every little bit of friction that has kept you from writing consistently in the past. We solve all those problems for you during onboarding week. You're set up to write and publish every day for 30 days after that.
Yep. And so just to give you some insight, these are a bunch of the challenges that we capture in this survey. And I'm sure a bunch of these sound familiar, right? You have trouble being consistent. I don't have the time. I don't know what to write about. I have trouble coming up with ideas. I'm afraid of putting myself out there. We know all of these are the challenges. We know because this is our 17th cohort, and we know because Dickie and I experienced those too. We went through all of these same challenges when we were first starting out. So we like pointing these challenges out so that everyone here recognizes that it really doesn't matter which one of these you feel. Everyone here is experiencing some version of this. And so our job, like Dickie said, is to remove all of that friction, give you mental reframes, give you frameworks, give you templates, give you anything and everything you need to overcome whatever that specific challenge is.
Yep. And so if you think, again, that you're alone in being inconsistent or finding the time to write or dealing with perfectionism or confidence in yourself, whatever it is, we make this word cloud because these are all the words given when we ask what your biggest challenge was. Again, you're not alone. That's what we're trying to drive home here, is that everyone has some kind of relationship with another person in this cohort that they can lean on, where you have others supporting you at that same level or with that same problem or with that same goal. And that's the best part of communities on the internet, is that before this, right? Imagine trying to find someone on your street or in your school or at college, whatever it is, how difficult that is. Whereas on the internet, you're able to self-select into communities like Ship 30 and surround and immerse yourself with people who had the same goals as you.
Yep. And so a lot of people share the challenges in common, and you also share the outcomes in common, right? So most people want to start writing on the internet for a handful of reasons. You know, it could be, I want to build an audience around a specific niche, connect with people around that topic. I just want to get better at building a habit. One of the things we hear all the time is, if you're successful at building your daily writing habit, all of a sudden the habit building bleeds into other areas of your life. You're like, oh, I'm going to the gym more. Oh, I'm going to sleep more on time. Oh, I'm not scrolling through TikTok as much, right? Like positive habits breed positive habits. Maybe you want to create some sort of product of your own. You want to write a book, you want to create a course, you want to build a community, whatever it is. But all of these outcomes are the result of the very simple habit of writing and publishing on a daily basis, right? And I think this is the thing that we really try and lean into for people, is everyone always wants to rush to the, I want the outcome. And in reality, outcomes are the result of an input. And that input is, I'm writing and publishing on a consistent basis. So that's where all of our focus is. And then what you'll notice, and we're going to, share wins all throughout the cohort, because it happens. What you're going to notice is all these people in this cohort are going to start unlocking these really cool outcomes. And they're going to go, I have no idea how this happened. We know how it happened. It's because you started writing and hitting publish, right? And these outcomes are a byproduct of that habit.
And on top of that, how Ship 30 can help. This is what we're here to do for you. We're going to give you accountability, feedback, habit, idea, structure. You can see all of the different ways that you're looking for help from Ship 30, and we're going to deliver each and every one of these to you.
So something cool. We just want to flag this for everyone. So if this is your first cohort of Ship 30, congrats. And if you are returning and this is not your first cohort, also congrats. This is our first Ship 30 cohort where we are adding in a bunch of ChatGPT and AI upgrades. This has been a very recent sort of change and evolution in the digital writing world. Both Dickie and I are really excited about it. But the POV that we want to share, and just to kind of frame this for you, is a lot of other AI or ChatGPT education, especially right now, is very focused on, like, here's the answer, right? Just do this, and then here's the output, right? And that can be valuable, but what we're going to focus on are the underlying fundamentals. Because when you pair the underlying fundamentals of great writing, great digital writing with AI, all of a sudden you have a superpower. But when you don't understand the underlying fundamentals, you're basically stuck in a hamster wheel of, you always need the person to tell you what's the answer in order for you to use the AI. And so Dickie and I are very first principles sorts of people. And so all throughout this cohort, we're going to both teach you the underlying fundamental so that you understand what's happening. And then we're also going to add in these upgrades. This is our first cohort of adding in these upgrades, where we go, and now here's how to use the underlying fundamental with AI. And we really feel like over the next 10 years, all of the writers, all of the digital writers that understand the fundamentals and understand how to write with AI are going to be all of the ones that ascend and have the most opportunity and make the most money. And all of the writers that don't are going to get stuck trying to compete against the technology, and they're just going to be in a race to the bottom. So if you are here, congratulations. You are ahead of 99% of people in terms of understanding how to write with AI.
Yeah. And rather than just giving you everything, hey, here's how to use ChatGPT, you have to understand the fundamentals. Otherwise, it's kind of like, I don't have the best metaphor for this yet, Cole, but we need to come up with one of, you have to understand the thinking and then you have ChatGPT do the doing. And too many people are going to say, I want to start to write with AI, and they're going to go just download these prompts, and they're not going to understand why they work, which means they're not going to be able to tailor them to their exact experience and what their goals are. So we give you the thinking and then empower you to use ChatGPT on top of that.
Yep. If you don't know how to write a good headline, AI is not going to give you a good headline. If you don't know how to format something well, you're not going to know how to train AI to format something well. You have to understand the beginning input in order to generate a highly effective output. So super excited about that with this cohort. Also, real quick, throw in the chat if you are a first mate. First mate is sort of like just a different experience that we offer people, where if along the way you want personalized feedback, we do these feedback Fridays. And all of the first mates, you can drop in, whatever we're workshopping that week. It might be an atomic essay, it might be headlines, formatting, one of the fundamentals that we're talking about. And then we'll do some quick async feedback. We also do kind of a cool behind the ship live session where we talk about how we run Ship 30, some of the different systems that we have. So if you're interested in building a cohort-based course yourself, we kind of show you this is what goes on behind the scenes. We have a private channel for the first mates, so you can interact with each other. And then of course, lifetime access to Ship 30. So great to see all the first mates in the chat. Awesome. Super excited to have you here.
Love it. Yep. And you can upgrade to the first mate package by Friday if that is something you're interested in. All right. From here, that was a community. That was a community crash course. I bet if you join Ship 30, one of the things we hear all the time is, I had no clue all that community existed. So we like to paint that picture before we talk about the course overview. So Cole, you want to give a quick rundown of what we kind of have in store on the curriculum side?
Yes. So we're going to go through the different live sessions. We'll talk about that in a second, and sort of the curriculum, how we use badges, and like the difference between how most people think about gamification and how we've engineered this. Paired with each live session, we have these deep dives that we go through. These are basically like text-based explainers of whatever the topic is that we've talked about. And then we have some bonuses that get unlocked as well. Who doesn't love a good bonus, right? But first, this is always really helpful for us. And it's also kind of cool to see what other people are working on. So throw in the chat real quick before we dive in, what is the result of your daily writing habit? What do you ultimately want to get out of writing online? And what you'll notice in the chat is that there's going to be a lot of similarities. There's kind of this handful of outcomes that people are always looking for. Yeah. And you see it already. It's, I want to clarify my niche. I want to drive inbound leads, customers, clients for whatever it is that I'm selling. I want to build some sort of niche specialized audience. I want to connect with other like-minded creators and other people. I want to monetize in some way. I want to build either like a side hustle income, or I want to replace my full-time job. All of these outcomes are really, really common. And I think what's cool, and the reason why we like talking about this in the very first call, is oftentimes people think that these outcomes are really difficult to obtain. And what you're going to notice just naturally is as you start writing and publishing, things are going to happen. We see this every single cohort. You start writing and all of a sudden you get 3 atomic essays in and somebody DMs you going, I had no idea you were interested in that topic. Would you consider coming on my podcast and talking about it? Have you ever worked with someone individually with this? I'm looking for a coach to do exactly what you just wrote about, right? All of these outcomes just naturally start happening. And so what's really cool for us is as the cohort goes on, we want to celebrate those outcomes. So as things happen, we encourage you to share them so that we can sort of like demystify for everyone that these are not difficult outcomes. They are all the result of writing and publishing.
You have to hit publish. That's the whole goal. You are just one of the many reasons we talk about writing every single day is you have to just get potential opportunities out there. And every time you hit publish, it's kind of like a lotto ticket. You don't know what's going to take off. You don't know who's going to end up reading it. You don't know what result you're going to happen, but all you know is that you basically get to play the lottery for free every single day. And that is why we publish daily instead of weeklies, because you're just getting more lotto tickets out there. And so we'll talk about a lot of the different ways we iterate on top of that, but it all starts with putting things out every single day. These are some of the reasons that you probably said: building an audience, being a leader in your industry, connecting with like-minded people. These are all the reasons that Cole and I started writing as well. And we see this time and time again of the goals are all relatively connected. Some of them are different, building an audience versus connecting with like-minded individuals versus positioning yourself as a leader. They all are slightly different, but it all comes back to the foundation of writing every single day.
Yep. So these are some of the main ones. And then obviously you move into monetization later. Launch your first digital product. Maybe you want to write a book, create a course or community, or find a way to monetize your writing directly, right? All of these are the secondary outcomes. First outcomes have more to do with connection, audience building, clarifying your niche, things like that. So the big, we love this POV. And if you can probably tell by the way that we're talking about it, we believe that writing on the internet is a game. And it is a game that anyone can learn. There are rules to the game, and anyone can master this game. So the idea that not everyone has what it takes to be a writer, disagree with. Okay. Everything that we're talking about here, they are just skills. And every single person here has the ability to learn and build these skills. And we've engineered Ship 30 in a way where session by session, we are going to walk you through the skill that builds on the skill that builds on the skill, to where by the very end, you are going to be proficient in digital writing. Okay. And once you have these fundamentals, you can apply them to anything. Whether you want to write atomic essays, you're an email copywriter, you want to write web copy, you want to write Twitter threads, LinkedIn posts, it doesn't matter. All the mediums might have little tweaks, but the fundamentals never change. And so that's why so much of our focus is on that. And in order to make it fun and make it easy, we know if you take these steps, every single badge is tied to a step. And if you take these steps, you will be successful. It's like baking a Betty Crocker cake, right? Dump it in a bowl, add an egg, add half a cup of water, you're gonna get a cake, right? And so that's how, over the past 2 years, Dickie and I have invested a tremendous amount of time, energy, and resources in removing as many points of friction as possible and reducing the number of steps to like its lowest common denominator. Like, what are the lowest number of steps that each person needs to take in order to generate the most valuable outcomes? And so we like saying it from the beginning, like, please trust the process. However, over 6,000 people have gone through Ship 30 at this point. We know what they are. Just trust the process, go through the steps, and we're going to hold up our end of the bargain and hold you accountable.
And so what you've done so far, we try to condense what we think are the 10 kind of biggest pieces of friction that keep people from writing, finding time to write, where they should write, what they should write about. And we smash all of that down into onboarding week. And so a lot of people say, I've been waiting years to start doing this, and just in 5 days, I feel like I'm ready to start. And Alex Ramosi has a great quote on this: is people will spend years delaying a decision that takes 1 week once they actually make that decision. So that's what we try to do here, is that clear all of those little things that potentially have kept you from doing this in the past, and we get all that out of the way. So you have time to write, where you're writing, what you're going to write about. And now, most importantly, you have a community of other people where your desired behavior is the same as everyone else, which is to hit publish every day for the next 30 days.
Yep.
And luckily, that's the hard part. The hard part is onboarding week. The rest is fun. The rest is I just get to wake up and write, where that's the whole goal of onboarding week, is just get all that stuff out of the way. So now you have one goal. It's wake up, hit publish, wake up, hit publish, wake up, hit publish, 30 days in a row. And I promise, I said at the beginning, if you write and publish every day for 30 days, it will change your life. And that's what we're going to have for all of you.
That's right. So journey ahead. Here's what to expect. So writing and publishing every day for 30 days in a row technically starts Saturday. I mean, hey, if you want to start today, why not, right? Get in the habit. Every single week, we have 2 live sessions. These 2 live sessions are going to cover some sort of different fundamental of digital writing. Each one of those live sessions, it will be recorded. If you can't make it, don't worry. We're going to send out the replay, notes, everything you need. So we'd love to have you there, but if you can't make it, it's okay. Each live session will also be paired with a deep dive. This is, like I said, like a text-based, think of it like a long form blog post, but basically goes in depth on whatever we talked about that day. Sometimes some of the things that we're going to walk through, you're just going to need pattern recognition on, especially things like headlines and formatting. You just need to see a lot of examples. So the deep dives are just more examples to help it crystallize for you. And then finally, we have this really cool feature in the Ship30 community. That's these rapid fire intros where you can meet and connect with other people inside the community. Like Dickie said, we really encourage you to make use of this. There's a lot of really interesting people in Ship30. Now's the time, right? Just introduce yourself, opt in, have some conversations. You never know what could happen. We love sharing, Dickie and I met on the internet and we didn't meet in person for the first 7 months of building Ship30. Right? You never know what could happen. So make use of the community.
All right. So running through the different ways that we have all of this delivered to you. Number one, who has downloaded the Ship30 course guide? Are you checking off the boxes every single day? If you check off every single one of those, print it out, keep it on your desk, make it a game. All you got to do is hit every one of those check boxes and you will be on the top shipper leaderboard. You'll be on the Hall of Fame leaderboard. You'll write and publish every single day. All of that is laid out for you step by step by step. Just check it off every single day. If you follow the instructions, you're going to get the most out of this course.
Yep.
Now, on top of that, Cole, you want to talk a little bit about our template pack?
Yeah, this was an upgrade we added maybe like 3 cohorts ago. It was fairly recent. And it was really cool. So these are 30 templates for you. So, the excuse of, I don't have anything to write about today, gone. Okay. Because you will always have something to write about with these 30 days of shipping templates. And 2 things I want to say on this. One is all of these templates are templates that Dickie and I have used for ourselves. Okay. So there's nothing that we're giving you that we haven't also done or leveraged ourselves and gone, wow, that really worked, or wow, that made the writing so much easier. Some of these templates Dickie and I have used and they've gone insanely viral. Like there's templates in this template pack that are responsible for millions and millions of views. And we're just like, here, go play with this. And the takeaway is that templates are just containers. Okay. So even if you and every other person in the cohort uses the same template, nobody's is going to look the same as anyone else's because it's each person's individual niche, topic, perspective, story inside that template. And so the reason why we're such big believers in templates in the first place is because templates allow you to learn the structure. So much of effective digital writing is about structure. And so if you're practicing within proven structures, you're going to internalize the rules of those structures really, really quickly. So this is not required. You don't have to use it, but it's there for you if you want it and need it.
Love it. And so, yeah, you don't have to use it every day, but there might be some day where you wake up, you're not sure what to write. It's day 17. Pop open TypeShare, pop open those template packs, use that day 17 template, and you'll just check the box again.
Yep. And so just as an overview, so this is kind of how the cohort gets structured. In the first 2 weeks, the biggest thing that we want everyone to focus on is you have no rules. Okay. You don't really have to make any decisions yet. The only thing you need to do is write and publish. That's it. We don't want you thinking about, oh, I have to pick my niche before I start writing, or, oh, I feel like I need to think through this topic more. No. The whole point of how we approach digital writing is just getting it out there. Because the moment that you hit publish, you're going to see the material differently. The moment you hit publish, someone's going to comment and give you an idea of how to make it better. So your job in the first 2 weeks of Ship30 is to experiment. It's to put things out there. It's to gather data. It's to see what happens. Okay. And then in the second 2 weeks is when we go, all right, you've played around for 2 weeks. Interesting. Now let's take a look at your analytics. Let's see which topics performed better than others. Let's see what questions people asked you. Let's see what stories are resonating. And the reason we structure it this way is because this is ultimately the relationship that we want you to have with writing. A lot of times why writing feels so difficult for people is they think I need to sit in a cabin in the woods for 7 years and write my masterpiece. smoking my corncob pipe with my top hat, right? And then once it's perfect, then I'll launch it into the world. And this is such a flawed way of looking at writing. And instead, you're right, chapeau, not a top hat, chapeau. And instead, what we want you to internalize is that you should be writing with people, right? We're going to talk about this a lot in the first session. And so all we want you to do is to put ideas out there and then double down on the ones that are working. And so that's how we structure the first 2 weeks and the second 2 weeks of the cohort. And by the end, you're going to have a really clear sense of how to internalize this way of writing moving forward.
And to run through all of our live sessions that are going to be a part of this course, we have Friday and Tuesday going forward. So Friday, Tuesday. We do the kickoff call on Wednesday just to give everyone a couple days to get in. But from here on out, they will be Fridays and Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. We have our live session number 1, which is kind of the highest level mindset of becoming a digital writer. I love that one because we talk about lean writing, some ideas behind that. Then we're going to give you a proven system to generate ideas. We're going to show you how to write headlines, and we're going to show you how to format your writing for all social platforms. And just in the first 2 weeks, that is basically everything you need to write on the internet. We condense all of that where you can change the medium, you can change the topic, you can change whatever. But if you have those 4 things, the mindset, the idea generation, the headlines, and the formatting, you can write on any topic anywhere. From there, like we said, we kind of double down on some things. So we'll have a halfway checkpoint Q&A where you come and ask questions on any of those fundamentals. Then we're going to get into some of the tactical, where we're going to show you how to write viral Twitter threads, LinkedIn posts. We're going to talk about analytics, and then we're going to help you rewrite your bio at the end, where once you have 30 data points, what is it that you write about? What niche do you want to be known for? We're going to walk you through a little bit of a crash course on that. All of that in just 30 days on top of writing every single day, which is good. So
great.
How these work, our live sessions, these are 60 minutes of education like we're doing right now, 20 minutes of breakout rooms. All the sessions are recorded. After each live session, we will put a replay up, and you will leave a comment on that replay to claim your badge for that live session. The way those comments work are, we make it so to answer that question, you'll have to complete a small assignment where you basically prove that you've learned some of the things we talked about in that live session. On top of that, you'll get a bonus reward that we'll talk about in a minute. Paired with each live session, we have a text-based curriculum, so you can print that out or read it alongside our live sessions. This should have been sent to you right when you opted in for the course on day 1 of onboarding week. This is basically, who's been looking at the live session curriculum? Anyone been diving into that at all? It's text-based. So that all in one place, but we also have it next to each live session in the recordings so you can bounce back and forth to one another. Awesome.
Yep.
And then lastly, we have deep dives. So the deep dives are like examples, templates, proven structures from what we talked about, where once we go through the live session, you can dive into the deep dive, if you will, to really see how this works in practice. So all of that is available for you for each live session. We have curriculum, live session, deep dive.
Yep.
And then the fun part of claiming badges is when you claim certain badges, be on the lookout for a DM from the Ship30 bot in Circle, who's going to be delivering a bonus asset every time you claim a badge. We're going to keep it a secret exactly what you get, but you can expect some bonus education, some bonus banners, some bonus badges, all of that every time you claim your badge. So be on the lookout for those on top of it.
Yep. Super fun little goodies along the way. And then here's just a quick glimpse into what's coming up. So we have our live session this Friday, and then we have where we talk all mindset, digital writing, things like that. It's really our one thinking, hands in the clouds session. We just want to make sure that everyone's got the right POV. And then Tuesday, the endless idea generator. This is always a blast. We show you how to generate an endless amount of ideas, if you couldn't gather by the name. And then the third session, headlines, which I think might be my favorite session. It's when I get the most fired up, is next Friday, all sessions at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Boom. All right. If you have questions or feedback or advice, hop in a Circle and you can go into the help and questions section or the community suggestions. we will give you all the information you need there. We have people monitoring all of those, so you'll get rapid fire feedback and answers on your questions if you have them there. On top of that, let's do a quick recap. What are you most excited about over the next 30 days? Drop in the chat. I want to get the momentum rolling into this weekend. What do we got? Daily writing habit, learning ChatGPT, staying focused, writing every day, momentum, diving in, forming a habit, meeting other shippers. All of that is there for you over the next 30 days, which is, I think, the best cohort-based learning experience on the internet, because we pack a ton of curriculum in. You're going to have a chance to meet tons of new people, just have fun, show up every single day, soak the most out of this. And I say this from the beginning, if you are going to get out of Ship 30 what you put in. If you show up every day to write, if you show up every day to the live sessions, if you show up every day to meet other people, you are going to get 100 times more value than you could possibly imagine from this course and community. If you don't do that, you're not going to have as much fun. You're not going to see as much upside. So commit to that from the beginning of saying, I'm going to be the best student. I'm going to do all the learning. I'm going to do all the assignments. I'm going to be the most friendly to other people. I'm going to comment on other people's posts. I'm going to provide feedback to them. What you pay forward is going to come back to you 10 times over. So take that to heart as you start this community-powered learning experience. Just be an A+ member from the very beginning, and you're going to see all the upside.
Yep. And then to unlock your first badge. So we're going to send out the replay video, like Dickie said. You just comment on the replay. We have our system set up, so when you comment, that's what triggers the badge. So then we know, okay, you went through, you collected your first badge. This is the Future Digital Writer badge. And this is the beginning. By the very end, you are going to have all of the skills and everything that you need in order to successfully write on the internet. And you're going to have a level of confidence knowing that you're not just closing your eyes and hoping that you write something really great. You're going to understand the underlying fundamentals of, well, how do I do that in the first place? And then, like I said, this is going to be our first cohort. Really, really excited about it, where then we show you how to train ChatGPT to be your own personal intern to help you with the writing as well.
Boom. Another sprint, epic call. We got a little bit of time extra here for breakout rooms. So you don't have to stay for breakout rooms in the future or really ever, but we highly, highly recommend it because you get a chance to learn and talk to other people. And everyone that's gone on to either build businesses with other people or create their own little, groups to learn with, has come from meeting people in the breakout room. So we highly recommend blocking that 90-minute time on your calendar so that you can soak in the time with other shippers. Because today we're going to do a little bit of an introduction. We're going to throw you in breakout rooms of 6 to 8 people. You're going to get to meet them, talk about why you joined, and you're going to have your first little group of shippers that you can reach out to, follow on Twitter, follow on LinkedIn, start to bounce ideas back and forth. So if you can stick around, we're going to jump in to those breakout rooms right now. If you can't, we will see you here on Friday at 11 a.m. for our first official live session on developing the mindset of a digital writer. But before that, thank you, Katie. I got to get our ship pick for this screenshot for this cohort. So if you're unfamiliar, I take a screenshot of the beautiful Zoom gallery at the end of every live session. So if you don't want to be on my Twitter, you can turn your camera off. If you do want to be on my Twitter, all I need is a big.
Who doesn't want to be on Dickie's Twitter? Come on.
Right? Exactly. So the only rule, I need big smiles and 2 thumbs up. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's check on it. This is officially our best looking cohort yet. Somehow we just get better looking every single time. Amazing job, y'all. I will see everyone back here on Friday. Enjoy these breakout rooms. Follow each other on Twitter, follow each other on LinkedIn. We're going to have all that set up for you in a few minutes on the screen, but I'll see everyone back here on Friday. Get ready to start writing and have a good rest of the week.
Awesome. See you, everyone.